Good. Well, we have quite a history here. I'm looking back to the first interview that we had. Do you remember the first interview?
Yes, I was quite nervous.
Yeah. Are you more nervous now or less nervous?
No, it's yeah.
Fantastic. That was back in July of 2005. It was also an interview with myself and Eleanor. And at the time, we looked at during the interview, we assessed you as being talkative, bright, and having good ideas.
Quite right.
Yes, quite right. You proved that. You scored well in the interview. You made a very good first impression. Before you came to join the LM course, you'd also been at the IBM S course for a while. And I was looking through, it said that the choice to do the International Business and Management Studies, that had been perhaps an idea that your parents had had. But the reality was it wasn't perhaps the perfect subject for you. Some of the subjects weren't really appealing to you. So then you came to us and you started working in the leisure management program. You were very involved in discussions at that time when I look back, but I see you've come a really long way. It's wonderful to see you standing here, having come through that experience and doing such a good job. I was looking through some of the sort of subjects that came up in our interactions over the years. At one point it was just general information for leisure management students first year, and there was something about the Berlin visa payments. You know, probably don't.
Oh yeah.
It's all coming back to you now. Then there were things like tutor meetings which we had, and then we also had at one point we received an email. Did we have any excellent Chinese students? And your name was on the list. We put your name forward for a possible project. And then it was in April of this year that we came in contact regarding your dissertation, your research proposal. And at that point it started to get quite serious. You had to get through the graduation process, and it's not easy. And it was interesting to see how it was going to develop, because your subject was the image that Chinese tourists have in Amsterdam. And you were examining the current programs that Chinese tourists do when they're in Amsterdam, and then what they do and how they view it, are they satisfied? And your assignment was for the ATCB, the Amsterdam Tourism and Congress Bureau. That's who you were doing the research for. And you jumped into it, coming up with a questionnaire. I remember we discussed, you showed me the questionnaire and it was beautiful. Problem was it was completely in Chinese. So I said, Deng, this looks wonderful, but you're going to have to help me here. So then, of course, one of the challenges you face is not only do you ask your questions in Chinese, but you have to translate the questions and the answers into English. So it's a lot of extra work when you're doing something in two languages. So you worked through that. You looked at the current programs that Chinese tourists had. You also had to try to find the Chinese tourists. It's not so easy sometimes, is it? Because if you know anything about the Chinese tourists, they tend to be on a very quick visit. That means they're visiting lots of Europe in a very short period of time. They may not even spend a night in Amsterdam. They may literally get off the bus, visit the diamond factory, maybe go through the red light district, maybe see a windmill, and they're back on the bus again. That was it. That was Amsterdam. That was Holland. And your challenge was to find these people, to talk to them, and try to get some ideas about their impression of what they were seeing. There's also issues to do with China, visa restrictions. Some of the people coming in, that's now been lifted, a bit easier. What was very interesting in your research was that you discovered a new target group of people in Europe that we didn't know about before, and that's Chinese students who are studying in Europe, who bring their friends or family on a tour. And that was a completely different new target group that hadn't been identified yet. That was very interesting to find that. And you had a final meeting with Hans Dominicus, who is the head of the Amsterdam Congress Bureau, Tourism and Congress Bureau. And I know that our final meeting for the defence of your report had to be done quite quickly. There was pressure on us because you had a trip that you had to go on.
Yeah, so just 2 days before.
Yeah. So because of that, we were able to get everything worked in. And I know you've just come back from China. You had an amazing trip with some of the IBMS students.
18 of them.
18 of them, and you were on the front page of our internal website yesterday as one of the students leading.
Yeah, together with Jan
with,
and Marina Vanelina.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that was very exciting to see that, and to see that you've gone from being one of our students to taking a leading role in some levels. And I hear from Mr. Jan van Moog that on Monday you're actually going to make a presentation to the director of the entire school, Geert Dalis. He's going to be making a 5-minute presentation on China to the director of the whole school. So if you're nervous now, just wait till then. Anyway, you put an enormous amount of work into your research. You put a lot of long hours in. There was a lot of stress at times, but you made it. And here you are standing here in front of us about to receive a diploma. So I would like to congratulate you on coming this morning and say well done and good luck in the future.